So this is Khusan. I wonder what we should do first. Halt, Trevellians, don't you dare take another step. I should probably reload or something. You are soldiers from Trevel, are you not? Yes, but we come in peace. We don't mean any harm. Save your rhetoric. Your reasons for being here don't concern me. I have orders to bring you before our king. Please follow me and don't try anything. If you do, every guard in the city will descend on you. I only have to give the word. Well, I guess we have no choice. Let's talk to your king then. Oh crap. According to the guide, it's gonna kick people out of my party, so I better reload and take out some equipment. Alright, I removed all the equipment from both Marcus and Aelia for now. What is it, Khan? I was about to retire to supper. My liege, I have come with the Trevellians. They seem to be willing to talk, but I still don't understand why you didn't simply have them killed in sight. I see. Thank you, Khan. That'll be enough for now. I'll be the one to judge their worth, however, not you. So you're the envoys that were sent from Trevel. My scouts monitored your journey through the Ephraim Highlands and watched you do battle with Ragnar and Aearn. That was unfortunate business, but the fact that those two traitors are now dealt with goes some way in easing tensions between us, and it is why you are lucky enough to be granted an audience with me today. We had been hunting them for some time on suspicion of being connected to whoever is behind the Eternal Gates. So now, let us begin the introductions. I am Boris Hightower, warrior king of ENTOBAN. To the right is my wife, Queen Sheba, and you have already met my retainer, Khan. We are honored to have the chance to speak with you, your majesty. I am General Aelia Fontaine of the Trevellian army, and these are my officers, Felix and Lionel. And I am Marcus Greycloak, elected senator of the city of Iron Rim, originally hailing from Makir. Hey, don't forget about me. I'm Ophelia from the Fair Academy. I want to learn everything I can about the Eternal Gates. Very well. My soldiers have brought me tales of your actions in Trevel. They have said you are people of honor and that you fight hard for what you believe is right. I do not know what to make of this, but if it is correct, then we may be able to come to some kind of mutual understanding. But what do you think of them, my queen? Or if we are not, the fact remains that the citizens of ENTOBAN have died at your hands. If we are to become allies, then I think it's right that these crimes are to be redeemed first. Are you willing to accept this responsibility? Accept responsibility? Hey, you guys were the ones who attacked first, remember? Not that I didn't mind getting caught up in it either way, but just saying. Do you see, my liege? The arrogance with which he decries the deaths of my kinsmen. These Trevellians are nothing but trouble and should be punished immediately. We are willing to reach an understanding. We have decided to put your act of war against Trevel behind us, for now. We can only ask that you do the same for us. In our case, we'd like to present you with a token of peace. I have been entrusted with a signet which was taken from one of your men after a battle. It is our hope that its return helps to prove to you that we are here for the benefit of all of Legionwood. Please take it, with her Emperor's respects. Barbarian proof. What is this? It is yet more proof of their treachery. The signet is the one that belonged to Prince Kelgar. These Trevellians could only have it if... You know what this means? This is, Trevellians? It is an amulet given to my son, Kelgar, upon his 17th birthday. 3 months ago, he was set upon by monsters while on a hunting expedition. None of his party survived. I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but that cannot be. This was given to us by the Senator of Ferrum. We were told that it was recovered in the aftermath of the city's liberation. It seems that there is much to discuss. Oh shoot, someone's lying. And it could be this. Could Glacius really be a traitor? There's an old saying here in ENTOBAN that one should never conduct negotiations on an empty stomach. I have a feast prepared. Please join me. It's gonna be poisoned, isn't it? I'm not yet sure if you're a threat to my people, but I believe you deserve a chance to prove that you are useful to me. Let us eat and we'll talk. Don't tell me. Maybe the prince was brainwashed into attacking Trevel and that started hostilities? I don't know. Something's wrong here. Someone's been duped. It might be us. Wow, check out this grub. Let me guess, the secret ingredient's poison, right? God damn it, someone punch Felix for me. Do not fear, it has not been tampered with. You have given me no reason to regard you as enemies yet. For now, I am only interested in extending a proposal. Will you allow me to explain why you invaded Trevel? If it's going to help us stop the Eternal Gates from destroying all of us, then go ahead. We're ready for anything. It all started 3 months ago when my son was murdered. At the site of his attack, we found the first Eternal Gate. As we came upon it, An army of monsters emerged from within and gave us battle. We defeated them and, assuming that the gate was responsible for Kelgar's death, destroyed it. However, this only served to make things worse. In the weeks that followed, monster sightings across the kingdom increased. We soon discovered another eternal gate. This time underneath Khusan. Unable to destroy it, we sealed off the tunnels under the city, and I ordered my best scholars to discover what it was. You may know that the western regions of ENTOBAN are littered with ruins from the time before Castoth's arrival. It was inside one of these that we discovered an ancient tome left behind by Gaia that told us of the gates and their connection to the doomed world of Westholme. At the time, we did not know of their true danger and assumed that their appearance, along with the assassination of our prince, was a prelude to an enemy invasion. I made the decision we would fight back. So when you invaded Trevel without any proof, that doesn't seem very logical. Trevel has been our greatest enemy many times in the past. A leopard never changes its spots. We did not need any proof. Scouts who had crossed the border brought us news that Trevel had become a dangerous land to travel. We took that to mean eternal gates had opened in Trevel as well. During the Followers' War, your Emperor helped Castoth's forces uncover the legendary swords of Ark and Gaia. It did not occur to us that Trevellians were in danger from the eternal gates just as ENTOBAN'S were. Just so you know, the Emperor was brainwashed. And also, Ark himself was a Trevellian. Our intention was to destroy the gates. However, after news reached me of the events in the Iron Rim mines, it occurred to me that perhaps destroying the gates was only making the remaining ones more volatile. So I gave the order to withdraw from Trevel. Alas, it seems that both of our countries were taken by surprise. We still do not know who was responsible for this evil, but we have since discovered a way to close the gates. Close them? How? There was an eternal gate in the sewer system beneath the city. Only recently, a horde of the undead found its way onto the streets and sparked a panic. My men and I joined them in battle, and in the aftermath, we found a strange silver shard embedded in the body of one of the monsters. To our surprise, when we brought the shard to the eternal gate, it absorbed the magic keeping the gate open until it could manifest no longer. Afterward, I had a court wizard attempt to identify the shard, though all he could tell me is that it contained magic more powerful than any he had ever seen. The eternal gates were created by the gods themselves. There is only one object in all history that was able to manipulate the work of the divine. Are you saying it's a piece of the Sword of Lore? If this shard you speak of truly does have the power to vanquish the eternal gates, then I can only think of one thing it can be. You're correct. We are not sure, but we have reason to believe it is a piece of the legendary Sword of Lore which Gaia used to destroy Castoth during the Followers' War. That's wrong. The Sword of Lore was sealed away with both Castoth and Lionel. All records suggest that the Sword of Lore was lost in the final battle of Castoth. It has not been seen in Legionwood since. Gaia's account says that it was used by Liara to seal Castoth away in a pocket dimension, and it is with her that it remains. Wait a minute. The first game said her name was Liana. Did they forget her name? I don't know. This is what we find most concerning. If it is truly the Sword of Lore, then why was a shard of it buried inside a creature from Westholme? However, it does explain why the gates appeared in the first place. It seems likely that there are more such shards in existence, and whoever opened the gates has come into possession of one. That is a plausible theory, but the records also state that only one of Gaia's blood is able to use the Sword of Lore. The only reason Liara was able to was because she and Gaia were both of the same bloodline. It should not even function in the hands of anybody else. That, I believe, I may have the answer for. The wizard who divined the shard mentioned that its power was tainted with the stink of evil. This is probably what caused the sword to shatter in the first place. Castoth must have broken it. Now that it is only a shade of what it once was, the magic binding it to Gaia's blood have vanished. This is why I'm willing to give you a chance to help me. If our enemies have the power of the Sword of Lore at their disposal, we won't be able to stand up to them alone. You have proven that you are more capable than any of my men of fighting the forces of the darkness, and I can provide the means for you to do so. We must work together. However, my mind is not yet at ease as to whether your intentions to help are sincere. The fact that you have turned up here with a stolen amulet belonging to my murdered son weighs heavily on my mind. That is why I'm extending a proposal. If you can prove yourselves by aiding the people of Khusan, then I will be willing to assume you are telling the truth for now. It seems very clear that somebody in trouble is up to no good, whether or not you five are a part of it. So what do you say of this proposal? We gratefully accept. It is our duty to do what we can to stop Legionwood from being consumed by the darkness. You have made a wise decision. Very well, you shall begin your test in the morning. You should rest up before then, as you will fare better if you are at full strength. So we have to fight something, huh? Who would have figured? The traditional way for one to prove that he is pure in ENTOBAN'S is through battle. If he can show that he can fight for the good of others and not merely for himself, then his past transgressions can be forgiven. You're permitted to spend the night here in the palace. For now, you're ENTOBAN'S guests. Now, let's finish this feast. It's a shame that it started to go cold. You know, this is one of the reasons why I had to... I thought that it's the more correct choice to choose to forgive Felix, since this route does have a theme of trying to set aside differences and forgiving each other. But despite that, forgiving Felix actually seemed to lower your morality, so that's also kind of questionable. Can't stand it inside. Maybe if I get some fresh air. Lionel, I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to see anyone else out here tonight. Can't you sleep? I've got far too much on my mind. Thought if I came up here, I might be able to work it all out. Looks like I'm not the only one tonight. I have a few things of my own that I'm trying to think through. Well, I know. When I asked if you wanted revenge for Clara, why did you say no? Do you expect me to tell you? To be honest, I'm still not sure. What could a revenge have done? These people took Clara away, but would she have wanted me to hurt them in her name? There's only so much that can be done for justice. Nothing I could do will bring Clara back, and all I'd be doing is letting myself be consumed by my own anger. Besides, there's already been enough death. How are we meant to be the heroes to save Legionwood if all we do is inflict pain on other people? You can see the whole city from up here. In a way, it's kind of peaceful. Come and see. Well, I know. Those men we found in the camp on the border. It was the unit I was part of when I first joined the army. Those men were my old friends. Yesterday, I watched men that I've spoken to, men whose names I knew, go up in flames. I haven't been a general for very long, Lionel. I've never had to do that. I thought it'd be easier knowing the ones who did that have been killed, and I helped to it, but it's not enough. There's still a strange feeling in my gut, like I'm empty inside. Is this what it's like to lose someone you care about, Lionel? If so, then revenge doesn't make it feel any better. I'm still empty inside, and the only thing that's different is that there's this anger inside of me, eating away at me, like I haven't done enough to get revenge, haven't killed enough. But there isn't anything left for me to do. I brought justice to the people responsible, and there's nobody left to blame. Sometimes it's best to let it go. You'll just end up doing something you'll regret otherwise. General, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Shush, Lionel, you shouldn't be sorry for anything. I'm glad you're here. I'm used to hearing other people's problems, but I've never had to burden anyone with mine. I guess I should get used to it. We've been through a lot together. That goes for names, too. Don't call me General. Not anymore. We're all in this together. It's just that there's so much more still to come. The fate of the world depends on where we succeed or fail. Well, I know. What if we can't make it in time? We've got no choice but to succeed. If we don't, everyone's dead. That's all that matters. We do whatever we can. We don't give up. First you come for Felix, now me. You really are the pillar of strength in this group, aren't you, Lionel? You've come a long way since we first met. She leans in close and whispers in your ear. Do you think you could ever love another the way you loved Clara? Will this affect my morality too? It probably will. Everything seems to affect your morality in ways you'll never understand. You edge closer to her and whisper back, I can only love and like Clara, but I can still love somebody else. I can only love Clara like Clara, but I can still love somebody else. I misread that. You begin to embrace, but then Aelia seems to remember something and pulls away. We should stick to the task at hand. There will be plenty of time for this later. Let's try and get some rest. We need to be ready for whatever happens next. Thanks for coming up here and talking to me. I won't forget what you said. You can be sure of that. To honor the bond you share, Aelia gives you a gift combat manual. Sounds like an accessory similar to the one Felix had. Good morning, Trevellians. I trust that you slept well last night. If you are ready, we will get right to the point. As I explained last night, my men were successful in closing an eternal gate that had manifested in the sewers beneath the city. Since then, we had not experienced any more attacks from the undead. However, it seems that the danger has not yet passed completely. In recent weeks, several reports have been made of incursions in the city by a tribe of hostile Sahagins. A number of citizens have been taken, and the patrol that I ordered to investigate never returned from the sewers. Now, this particular group of Sahagins had inhabited the sewer network for generations, but we've never had trouble like this from them before. It's obvious that the sudden increase in hostility is linked to the gate. Although we have closed it, some remnant of its evil power must still be present, which is driving the Sahagins to venture out into the city streets. It is an affront to our Entobian pride that these creatures continue to hold the city at ransom. We would ask that you prove your allegiance to us by resolving this problem. You are to explore the sewers, locate the source of this disturbance, and destroy it. Such a service will be enough to assure us of your good intentions, at least for as long as it takes to vanquish the Eternal Gates. It is our belief that it is well within your capabilities to undertake this task. Failure to complete it will only serve to prove that you lack commitment to aid us in our struggle. Fighting fish people, huh? Hey, any chance that we'll find some batter and lemon sauce down there? It's been a while since I've had seafood. Ew. Very well, Your Majesty. We will take it upon ourselves to end this threat. Just don't do attempt any diplomacy, Felix. Excellent to hear. You have to take the first step towards redeeming yourselves. I have no doubt that your mission will be a success. That said, as this task will prove to me that you are trustworthy, certain precautions must be taken to ensure your cooperation with us. First of all, I have ordered my men to prevent you from leaving the city without my prior permission, so you'll be confined to Khusan during the duration of this task. Secondly, Khan will accompany you. He will be my eyes and ears. My liege, with all due respect, I beg of you to reconsider. I would die before I travel with these people. I cannot forgive them for their murder of my friends. Time for mourning is not now, Khan. We need your help if we are to save Legionwood from a terrible evil. It will be easier for everybody if we can verify that we can trust them as quickly as possible. If your pride is more important to you than your country, is your pride more important to you than your country, Khan? Just as I asked them to put their grudges behind them for the greater good, I must ask the same of you. Fine then, but do not expect me to get along with them. Finally, I must ask that General Aelia and Senator Marcus remain here with me. This is to ensure you do not attempt to escape from Khusan before your task is complete. They are both highly ranked servants of Trevel, and they imagine that your Emperor would be quite vexed if they were to be left at the mercy of this court. That is understandable. Very well, Marcus. Very well. Marcus and I will remain here. Now, with the briefing out of the way, I suggest that you make your descent into the sewers as soon as possible. The entrance is contained within a small building in the north part of town. I would advise stocking up on supplies while you can, though be careful about who you show your faces to. Most of the people in Khusan have grown up with an inborn hatred of Trevellians. You should watch yourselves. Also, before you go, please take this tome with you. If you are to be doing the bidding of ENTOBAN, you are entitled to learn some of our ancient fighting techniques. It is my hope that they will serve you well in your quest. This tome will allow you to use the barbarian class. It is a proud, noble class that is well suited to those who fight against evil. Physical, attacker, and defender. Khan's equipment has been added to your inventory. Be sure to equip it before setting out. Oh, at least he's higher level than me, but that means I'm under-leveled. I'm not sure I want to make you a barbarian. What kind of text do you have? Bloodlust. This guy sounds like he's gonna be tricky to use. Try spell. I should teach that to Lionel since he's now the mage of the group. Wow, that's really powerful. But Khan the Barbarian. How do I go about this? The Diamond Edge. Bleed is a good status effect, and seems to be his strongest one right now. I can also have him equip crossbows, which means I could combine him with the hunter class if I had saved all my hunter techs for him, but I didn't, so no dice there. What a pathetic hit rate! Useless! Yikes, but most of his skills can only be used with two-handeds. That's such bullshit. Bullshit accuracy in this game, seriously. Combat manual. Extra attack an extra time each round in battle. That's the same thing as that assassin knife, isn't it? Oh man, I can't believe I got screwed over so bad with the... I don't think I want to keep you as a barbarian. The skills don't look all that appealing. Sigh. So disappoint. The sewers have been sealed off for many decades. It's likely you'll encounter more than Sahagens down there. I would advise making sure you have some means of inflicting thunder elemental damage with you. Oh good, I think I actually do have a source of that. Return when you have resolved the disturbance in the sewers. We have nothing to discuss until then. Make sure you behave yourselves. The king commands nothing but respect from his guest. Make sure you behave yourselves. Okay. No. Warriors who have proven their mettle on the battlefield sometimes get promoted to the palace guard. There aren't many in ENTOBAN who want to go toe-to-toe with one of us in single combat. When we battled the Eternal Gate in the sewers, half of us fell before we even had a chance to defend ourselves. Warriors behind those gates is an evil like we've never imagined. I hope I never have to face it ever again. Between the Eternal Gates and the War of Trouble, our numbers are lower than they have been in decades. We'll have to run the recruitment drive before the Hobgoblin and Null tribes decide to take advantage of our weakness. Oh man. Impossible to get through without a key. Maybe it'll give us access to this once we finish once we finish getting this job done, huh? Saving a separate slot. Can't believe I took away so many of my characters. Sorry, but the second floor is off limits to anyone who isn't a member of the nobility. The king wouldn't be happy if I let you through without permission. Marcus is here. Is there? Okay. In the basement. Is that where the sewers is? No, it's... Freshwater fish. It's very stressful sometimes having to feed the entire palace. We spend most of the day cooking so that meals are ready whenever anybody's hungry. On the bright side, our delicious food is famous all over ENTOBAN. We've always got more than enough to spare, so if you're hungry, feel free to take something. It's not every day that a Trevellian gets a sample of the delicacies of our land. The king and his warriors expect the very best food in Legionwood. I can't accept anything less than perfection. Eek, don't talk to me. I have to make sure this beef doesn't get burned. The cooks here let you take wherever you want. It sure beats the rations we've been stuck with for the last few weeks. I really need to think about my party setup. I really don't like warrior-type classes at all. Fighter-type classes in this game. Because everything is just boils down to keeping the enemy pinned down with status effects. There are certain areas on this continent where monsters are more hostile than anywhere else and large concentrations of dark magic have been detected. It wouldn't be a stretch to suggest that Eternal Gates may be found there. There are 5 Eternal Gates active in Legionwood that we currently know of. 2 have been destroyed. One was recently closed, which leaves 2. One at Mount Gurgan and another in Trevel somewhere. Of course, it's likely that there are others we aren't aware of. We still don't know for sure how many Eternal Gates exist. Demi-human tribes of the Eastern ENTOBAN. Perhaps the most diverse of the lands on the mainland continent, the arid realm of ENTOBAN is renowned for the wide variety of demi-human races who inhabit its borders. While the majority of the nation is still governed by the Entobian court from the capital city of Khusan, the northern regions of this domain are chiefly remain the territory of a number of nomadic tribes, restricting the incursion of human settlers into these lands. The most commonly occurring demi-human tribes in this area are the hobgoblins, distant relatives of the common goblins and ogres found elsewhere on the continent. Known for their ability to adapt to the harshest of desert environments and their willingness to travel vast distances in search of food, the hobgoblins outnumber the other significant demi-human population, the gnolls, by at least a threefold factor. However, both races remain equally at odds with ENTOBAN's human inhabitants, with war bands of both races a relatively common sight in the outlying farms of Khusan. Strangely, the two races seem oddly compliant with each other when working to undermine humans. In several conflicts, we have seen Entobian settlements besieged by armies of gnolls and hobgoblins working together. Like much else in Entoban, the relations between humans and semi-humans are treacherous and chaotic. Being a strong fighter is not the only way to advance on your quest, Trevellians. It is important to have a strong mind as well. You should study the text here if you get a chance. The information you glean may be useful. There are many materials in this library that I've never seen in Trevel. Entoban is a land of a very deep history that is often glossed over by text written elsewhere. We're analyzing tissue samples taken from the monsters that emerged from the Eternal Gate. The king hopes to find a chemical solution that can be used to weaken them. No progress has been made so far, but I'm sure we're close. So a breakthrough. So far we figured out that cleric magic is the most effective way to damage them. All we need is more time to keep testing the specimens. A plaque commemorating citizens of Entoban who were killed during the Followers' War. The list of names easily numbers in the hundreds. That must be really fine print then. A jail cell? The city militia is mainly responsible for policing Khusan and keeping the run-of-the-mill criminals in check. However, those of the low who are unlucky enough to earn an entire lifetime behind bars are sent here to spend their days in the palace dungeon. Some of the men locked up in here haven't seen sunlight in decades. I'm just glad I'm only here to guard the place. Feel free to talk to the prisoners if you like. Sometimes they have some pretty interesting things to say. Don't get too close to the bars though. They've been known to pickpocket visitors. The old man behind the bars is mumbling incoherently as if arguing with somebody. He doesn't seem to notice you. Hey, you guys know anything about the Crimson Eye Gang? The guards were saying that the leader has been captured by the militia. If anybody could bring him out, they'd instantly be in good standing with the gang. Oh, should they take my money? Yes, they did! Bastards! I should have saved before talking to any of these guards, these prisoners. I used to work as a mercenary before I ended up in this dungeon. I was one of the very best, you know. The last job I had was to steal a shaman's essence for a hobgoblin group in this area. Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to earn that all back. Somehow. How did they pickpocket me anyways? How did we get so close to the bars so they could steal from us? Damn it. Huh. Khusan, 50 Kaifers. Okay. And what kind of weapons do we have now? Wait a minute, this is a militia house. Let's save that for later. The desert sun is good for growing crops. As long as you keep the plants supplied with plenty of water, the sunlight will ripen them extremely quickly. This region is famous for its bountiful harvest. There have been rumors lately that Sahagans are behind a couple of disappearances that have happened around the city. The eternal gate that the soldiers found in the sewers must have turned them hostile. Most of us can handle ourselves, so ordinarily it wouldn't be a problem, but they say it's a whole group of them doing the kidnapping, and it's easy for a lone fighter to get overwhelmed. Oof, I don't feel so good. I think I've had a little too much. I'll be laughing stock with my friends. I told them I could drink them under the table. I did. Solution. What's this? Enchantments. Who is it? State the password. Password? No password, no entry. This club is for members only, so bugger off. Okay. Don't seem to be too many people out on the streets today. No offense, but that's probably because of you. Ever since our soldiers returned from Trevel, we've had nothing but trouble in this city. Especially if you keep your heads down while you're here. Might make things somewhat calmer for you. Not everyone in Khusan wants to be your friend. The woman who runs this shop emigrated from Hawkshire 7 years ago. Apparently her family has been in the runecraft trade for centuries over there. Oh. Come and think of it, there was a runecraft shop in Hawkshire. Greetings and welcome to Vonnegut Enchantments, the best runecraft sellers in Legionwood. Do you care to take a look at our selection? Spirit fetish. Only shaman only. Ooh, this one's good, but expensive. Really nice ones here. Seems to be locked. Of course it's locked. No humans have been down there for years because of all the monsters. Here, I have the key on me. This should get us inside. Wait, I'm not ready! The sewers are down below. Lead on, but try not to dawdle. I didn't even get to look at all the skills. The texts here in Khusan have been honed by centuries of practice and discipline. They're quite unlike anything you'll have seen in your homeland. We ENTOBAN'S pride ourselves on our unique fighting abilities. Okay. Eldritch Gun. Huh. Energy bomb. Whoa, finally! Finally, souping light. Took way too long. Oh, good. We do learn get enrapture. Okay. The problem is, if I want to train a new ranger, I have to start from scratch and go back to old areas. Huh? Food stand? Good day to you. I'm selling a lot of fresh ingredients. Hand delivered from all over ENTOBAN. You're looking to buy? Just normal items. Huh? No, wait. These are recovery items and status items. Spices aren't going to be cheap this season. If I buy this now, I'll have to jack up my prices to make up a profit off it back home in Frogid. I have to make sure I have enough food for tonight's meal. My sons have husbands. My sons are husbands. What? My sons and my husband have been fighting out there, fighting hobgoblins all day. They always come home with big appetites. You'd be amazed at the things you can pick up at the market sometimes. We import things from places like Charn, Rasvatis, and even the city-states in the far west. This is one of the most varied marketplaces anywhere in Legionwood. I bet there's nothing like it in Trevel. Fresh wine. What's the Trevellians? Wouldn't like what I'm selling. Get out of here. Have you heard? They're saying the rogue Sahagins are wandering around the city and attacking people at night. They congregated in the sewers underneath Khusan years ago, but they've never ventured out into the streets before. I better not donate anything until I'm a little richer. Where are the people of ENTOBAN see that are not? Forging in alliances are only hope to save us from the evil of the eternal gates. Please, do your best to help us. When Castoth first arrived, Gaia sealed his godly powers in the Sword of Lore, so that he would be able to defeat Castoth when he re-emerged. The sword is said to grant Gaia's powers to whomever wields it. Such a person would have ultimate control over Legionwood and all things that live within it. However, it's also said that the only one who has the blood of the gods is able to unlock its true power. Castoth's reign of terror was the darkest age in Legionwood's history. ENTOBAN and Trevel were both nearly wiped out. Thankfully, Castoth was sealed away in a pocket dimension, and the horrors of the Followers' War came to an end. The king has been overheard saying that the evil inside the Eternal Gates is even worse than Castoth. If so, not even Gaia will be able to save us from certain death. Gaia alone had the power to open and close the Eternal Gates. The only hope we mortals have of saving ourselves is if we were able to use the Sword of Lore. Unfortunately, the sword was lost in the final battle against Castoth when Gaia used this power to steal Castoth away in another dimension. There's absolutely no chance of anybody being able to use it today. Is there no weapon shop? I can't leave until the threat has been dealt with, huh? Damn. And they won't even sell me any weapon upgrades, will they? We're from Trevel. Some people in town told me that everybody who lives in Trevel wants to destroy us. I hope somebody stops them. So you're the soldiers from Trevel that everyone's afraid of. Not sure why, to be honest. I've heard some of the heroic things you've done in Trevel. You've come to save us, haven't you? They said the Emperor of Trevel is sending some of his most heroic soldiers to try and help us stop the threat of the Eternal Gates. I think we can all put our enmity aside and work together. So is this really the weapon shop? That can't be right. Why do you look like an assassin? It's worth making up a solution while you're here. They're a little expensive since the ingredients have to be imported from elsewhere, but they're twice as potent as a salve. I'm surprised they're not trying to mark up the prices for us Trevellians. Probably because we have an Entoban in our party. Yeah, thank you. Pub. They say that Mount Gurgen in the north is getting ready to erupt soon. It's been active for the last few hundred years, so it's a surprise that everyone would suddenly burst into activity about a month or two ago. I've never heard of a dormant volcano coming back to life like that. I wonder what's causing it. So you're on our side now, are you? Don't think we aren't all keeping a close eye on you, though. You may have bested us in battle once, but if you dishonored our king's trust in any way, we'll be glad to test our might again. Warrior's Rest. It's mostly the same. I'm not sure how I feel about trusting you Trevellians all of a sudden, but nobody can deny that our nations need to work together at the moment. I heard a king's scholars say the Eternal Gates could be anywhere within our combined territory, and even as far north as Charn. There's no way we'd be able to locate and pacify them on our own. We had no idea of their full extent when we tried to last time. The city's militia has been having trouble with a particularly dangerous hobgoblin tribe lately. They've been edging closer and closer to Entoban for months now, and nothing we can do seems to be able to drive them back. Humans and hobgoblin tribes have coexisted in Entoban for centuries. Usually things are relatively peaceful, so long as none of us intrude too far north, and they don't often drum up the courage to move close to our cities. Something must be wrong up there if they're suddenly making a push into our territory. Most think it's because of Mount Gurgen's imminent eruption. The tribes have been on the offensive since long before that. Other cities further west are reporting problems too. I think there must be an Eternal Gate somewhere north of here. It's the only thing that explains it. You know what you Trevellians are like. I bet you think that aside from Khusan, Entoban is just one big wasteland. Shows what you know. For west of here lies the Great Plains where the most advanced precursor cities once stood. Many Entobians have made their living salvaging ancient treasures from the ruins, and the result is the great city of Yuln on Entoban's western coast, which was fashioned out of a fleet of recovered precursor airships. It's a glistening marvel of glass and steel, the likes of which dwarfs anything in Charner or Trevel. 140. Okay, does that mean I can grab this? Yes. Yeah, I guess this is the only time we're allowed to grab treasure chests. Is when they're in an inn room because someone left it behind by accident. The password. I wonder how I'll get that. Okay, does this place really have no items for me to buy? If you know what's good for you, don't pay any mind to that villain in the cell there. He's the leader of a bandit gang that tried to take advantage of the panic and stage a heist in the king's palace. We managed to catch him red-handed, but the rest of his gang is still in hiding. We're going to come down on him hard until he tells us where they are. The shelf is well stocked with wine and ale. One of the bottles has been opened recently. We worked up quite a sweat keeping the city in order, so we had a bar installed to cool us down during the down hours. There's nothing like a cold ale after a good fight. Hey, you Trevellians look like you can hold your own, so feel free to help yourself if you want. You did best, all of us after all. That's worth a stiff drink in my book. Bless it, now we've just gone too far. I'm sorry, but is something wrong? We're here to help if we can. Trevellians, well, you wouldn't be my first choice when asking for help, but we're too stretched thin right now. So maybe you'll have to do. You're helping us with the Eternal Gates, aren't you? We've been having trouble with Hobgoblin raiders over the last few weeks. They've been edging closer and closer to the city and have somehow been raiding properties in the northern fields. Somehow they keep evading the patrols we've sent out, and the situation is getting worse and worse. Normally we wouldn't have a lot of trouble with them, but as they traditionally stick to their territory north of here, near the volcano. However, an Eternal Gate recently appeared there, and so they've relocated their camp to a valley just on our border across the Dondoran Waste, and it's too close to us for comfort. We've been trying to encourage them to move further north by sending out small patrols to intercept the raiding parties, but the little curs have decided they're not going anywhere. It seems that our only option is to launch a full assault on them and force them away, but the king says he can't spare the men, and it looks like we're going to have to concede the territory they're occupying to them. So far, that area is the only place that's safe from the increasing monster attacks caused by the Eternal Gates. Look, I don't feel right trusting Trevellians with official business, but since you've already offered, the truth is, you've proven you can handle yourselves in battle. Enemies or not, you're here to help us with the Eternal Gates, and someone needs to force those hobgoblins back. The King's men told me you're a little more honorable than the rest of your countrymen. If you can spare the time, will you lend us your strength? We came here to try and establish peace, not wage war on innocent people. But if these hobgoblins are launching attacks on Entobian territory, then we're obligated to do whatever we can to help. We promise as much to your king. So you're good for something after all. Well then, you'll find the goblin camps to the west beyond the forest. You'll have to pass through Dondoran Waste to get there. Do whatever you can to get rid of them. We don't care how. We just want them gone. If you can do that, return to me, and I'll compensate you with some Entobian gold. Be sure to keep your wits about you. Hobgoblins aren't to be underestimated. Not that I can do anything about it in my current state. Hey, you there. You want to earn an honest kiefer? We can always do with a little bit of money on the side. What's your story? From what I heard about you, you're some kind of hero or something, so it's nice of you to help me out. Now, you seem like the type to be adverse to anything illegal, so let me tell you that I don't want you to kill nobody or nothing like that. All I want out of you is to get me out of the cell. Militia threw me in here on some trumped-up charges. So I'm the leader of a gang of bandits. But we're just a group of treasure hunters who meet in our clubhouse to discuss our adventures, right? I've got to get out and let my friends know that everything's still going according to our plan. You think you're up for it? This man only tries to swindle you, Lionel. If you want to deal with him, though, it's your decision. You and him are one the same to me. We'll be fine, as long as nobody's going to get hurt. What's your escape plan? Well, what I need for you is to get the key to the cell from the militia captain over there. She carries it around with her all day, taunting me with it. Killing her and taking it's out of the question, since I don't want no trouble coming from the royal guard. But getting her otherwise indisposed of may work. My friends know a man who sells a good quality sleeping potion that you can use to knock her out. Go and pay a visit to our hideout and tell them you're on my business. The password is Crimson Eye. Say it to my second in command, and we'll see if he can't set you up a deal with our potion dealer friend. If you can do this for me, there'll be something good in it for you. You might have to pay out of your own pocket for a sleeping potion too, but I'll have my guy set you back up when I get out. You have my word. Okay, Crimson Eye, got it. We'll be back when we get the malicious captain's key. Just sit tight. It might cause me to lose morality trying to help him. Damn it. But I feel like if I don't do all the quests, I'm gonna get screwed anyways. Screwed out of the true ending. Huh. We don't want to go here yet. Who is it? State the password. Crimson Eye, now let us in. That's the password, huh? The boss must have brought his friends in from out of town to help us. Come on in. Ralph, you've fallen on hard times. You don't look like the types of people we'd usually trust, but you did know the password, and the boss would never give that up to the city guards. Go and talk to Cassius over in the corner. He'll sort you out. We're sitting on the loot we got from the palace heist until the heat from the city guard cools down. As soon as the coast is clear, we're getting the hot foot out of this kingdom so we can live like royalty. Our job in the king's palace went off without a hitch. We completely emptied the treasure chamber and made off with all of it. Of course, we had to ditch the boss in the getaway, but we know we'll be fine. He's been in tighter binds heaps of times before. Just give him a few days and he'll be out of the cell playing cards with us again. Well, looky here. The heroes of Trevellian are here and ready to help out the dregs of society for a change. I guess the boss really couldn't find anyone else willing to help break him out, could he? In our case, he told us before he went down that he'd rope someone into the job of breaking him out for us. If that's what you're here to do, then just follow my directions. Nice and easy, and you'll be paid before you know it. The boss mentioned that he'd be making use of some sleeping powder, so the first thing you'll want to do is get some for him. There's a man who sets up shop in the market. He makes a living selling legal commodities, but he's been known in the past to set us up with some of the more hard-to-find items in the past. Chances are, he'll have some sleeping potion for you. Just tell him Cassius sent you, and he'll be happy to show you what he's got. Cassius Bright, you've turned evil too. Welcome to being a bracer. Now, the boss didn't actually tell us how he intends to get the militia to actually drink the sleeping potion, so that one's up to you to figure out. It shouldn't be too hard for someone like you. Think you can do it? Tell me the man in the market that Cassius sent us. Tell the man in the market Cassius sent us. Get the sleeping potion and give it to the guards. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. I was told there'd be a reward for this. Don't fuss, the boss didn't forget to mention that part. You'll get what you deserve. Just make sure the job gets done first. When the boss is free, come back here and we'll sell your reward. Now, do you have any questions? I sure hope not, because I'm done talking to you. You know what you have to do, so go and do it. Don't you dare think of trying anything funny, though. As a matter of fact, we are. Cassius said you'd be able to accommodate. Oh, is that so? Applying a little something, is he? I have to just a trick. This potion is strong enough to put a Zolam to sleep. You can slip it some. 600 Kuifers. It's a pleasure doing business with you. Remember, though, that the potion isn't a legal substance in the city, so don't get caught with it. You didn't buy it from me. Oh, man. I really have to do this? Maybe I could just leave the quest undone for, like, centuries and let the bandit dude rot. Okay, use it on one of the open bottles. Hey, you done over there? While you're at it, how about refilling my pitcher for me? Oh, wow. Sulky has to be under somewhere. Oh, man, we are in trouble for this. Hey, that sleeping potion really put them out like a light. Hand me that key you've got there. I need to stretch my legs a bit. You've done well. That was as good a job as one I'd have pulled off myself. I better get out of here before these guys wake up from their nap. Come and see me in my hideout later. I'll give you your reward then. Oh man, this seems wrong. Yup, I got docked for that one. Shit. I'm gonna need to make a church donation later. I feel like there's always something out there that's trying to eat at my morality. Alright, let's go in. Oh, you're here. Look, gang, the guests of honor have arrived. I have to thank you for helping me break out of that jail back there. That's just quite a job you managed to pull off. As good a performance as I expect of myself, really. Thanks to ye, my gang and I will be able to get out of town with our loot and live a life of luxury. Of course, I did say I'd pay you first, so here's your share of the goods we filched from the palace as a just reward. Oh, nice. Static generator. Thank you. I'm not sure how we feel about what we had to do to get it, but this will be a great help to us while we're in Entoban. Well, don't get too excited, my friend. You won't get much use out of it yet. What was that? What have you done? Oh, that? I was just locking the door behind you. I was. You see, we've all decided it's not in our best interest to let you walk free after you've learned so much about us. Heroes like yourselves tend to be a bit predisposed toward doing something silly, like turning us in now you've got your money. Aw, shit. Sorry, ain't nothing personal, but the only place they'll be taking our secrets are to the grave. Dishonorable curs. You see, Lionel? Not everyone is willing to befriend you as King Boris. So, looks like there's no honor among thieves after all. Very well then. If it's come to this, then we're ready when you are. Get ready for a lesson in humility. Nobody's ever taken out on the Crimson Eye Gang and lived to tell a tale. One-shot it! Damn. I feel like this game is a little unbalanced sometimes, just saying. Oh man. Seriously, game? Bucket energy bomb. Oh no. God damn it. Nothing to steal? That makes no sense. You're a bandit. Well, shit. Nothing to steal from any of you, huh? Oh man. Ignore the fence, huh? Wow, our accuracy is such shit as usual. While the enemy can still hit us even while blinded. It's just so unbalanced. Man. Seriously, does the blind status effect not even matter to enemies and only to us? That seems so terrible. Only stunned one person, really? Shit. Sure shot. Ugh. Just die. Ooh. Okay. Lower agility a bit. Oh wow, the other bands are super weak actually. Why are they so accurate while blinded? Such horrible balancing. What the hell? Just gonna kill this one now. I don't suppose you have an enrapture skill. You all seem to be clones of human players. And all it got was a bunch of booze. Alright, you win. We know better than pick a losing fight. You're free to take the stuff and leave. The Crimson Eye Gang will never bar you again. There won't be much trouble from now on, I don't think. Let's get out of here. It's a waste of time to be hanging out with criminals. Okay, so... now what? Are we gonna be in trouble when we go back in here? Shit. I mean, I'm glad I won, but still, that was... Some idiot came and spiked your ale with sleeping medicine. My brain is still groggy from that cocktail. You better not touch that grog shelf anymore. Oh shit. Someone drugged us and broke that bandit out of jail. I knew letting you Trevellians run freely would only lead to bad things. I know you had something to do with this. You're just lucky that our king needs you to help him, or you'd be all rotting in that cell by now, mark my words. You better not show your faces around here from now on. We diverted all of our attention to finding who's behind the jailbreak. Men are all under strict orders not to trust anybody not part of the militia, at least of all Trevellians. I'm sorry, but we'll handle the hobgoblins without your help. We can't afford to be sabotaged again. Oh shit, so I better reload and not complete this quest. That was not even worth it. Alright, I reloaded and so I did not do the bandit quest at all. I have no idea if I can do it after doing the hobgoblin quest. I'll try it out sometime after this. After they let me exit the city. My son was killed in the assault on the Eternal Gate. I know that somewhere in trouble, there are probably many people feeling the same pain as me. Please, put your prejudices against us aside and help us put an end to this. In memory of John, we never could find out his last name. Rest in peace. In memory of Moose, who aided Legionwood at great cost, died 2012, aged 40. Redfield, Khusan's defender against the undead. May his legacy never be forgotten. Here lies Otto Wolfbeard, Khusan's strongest warrior, killed in 2009 AC trying to duel a wolf with his bare hands. Huh. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this Let's Play of Legionwood 2, Rise of the Eternals Realm, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.